There is a huge opportunity for people to move up the ladder of responsibility, of course pay that goes along with that responsibility, and the type of work that they do. So people that are motivated, that dive right in, aren't afraid to get their hands dirty, so to speak, really can move up the ladder pretty fast. An engineering student who just graduated college is going to start off as what's called an Engineering Intern 1, and generally that lasts for 1 year. Once they've completed 1 year of service, if we feel like they're making adequate progression, they would automatically promote to an Engineering Intern 2. And then after 2 more years, kind of the same thing, if they're taking on more responsibility, showing that they're learning, being able to do more things on their own, and maybe even guiding others, then they can automatically promote to an Engineering Intern 3. For an engineer specifically, then after that 3rd year, they're looking towards what do they need to do to become a licensed engineer or a professional engineer. Step number 1 is they need to complete 4 years of experience working underneath another professional engineer. Then they must pass the professional engineering exam. So if they are able to achieve those 2 items, they become fully licensed by the state, automatically then promote to a professional engineering 1 position. So there is a very structured stepping stone for engineering staff. Maybe the other flip side of that is for construction observers, that we do a lot of construction observation work on construction projects. Those people aren't trying to get licensed per se like an engineer, but once they start off, especially if they're entry level and don't have any experience, they have a pretty steep learning curve to learn how to interpret and read specifications, construction plans. So KDOT, that we do a lot of our work through or with, has a very structured training regiment that we send our staff through, and generally after 1 year of service, they can promote from an assistant position up to an associate. And then after that, it's really just up to the individual on how fast they can learn and take on and what they're willing to take on for responsibility wise. Usually people are able to promote within about 5 years to a senior construction observer position.
So a lot of the PEs that we have, you have to get 4 years experience, and Kansas just changed the law in the last year or 2 about taking the written portion, and they're actually changing the written portion right now as well. But you have to take that 8-hour test, 4 years of experience, and then you're fully certified. I think the 4 years at Kirkham Michael will definitely help. I'll take the construction PE and move on from there, hopefully move up.
So obviously the first thing is to get them the experience. That's the one thing we can definitely help them with the most. Finding out first what is their interest. Do they want to do bridge design? Is their first biggest interest to do road design, or it might be on the construction side. We do have currently 3 EIs that are just on the construction side out in the field. Try to get them the assignment that they like to do the most. You can actually take the test right out of school. You don't have to wait the 4 years now. We also try to give them time off, even during the workday, and not like days on end, but parts of a day maybe throughout the week to study for the exam. And we tend to try to give them a few days off leading up to the exam as well, so they can, one, kind of focus on that exam and maybe take a little time even to relax on the day before. I know when I took it, I thought it helped a lot that I took the day off before to kind of clear my mind, relax. Don't be all uptight when you walk in there. It's an all-day affair.
All my 4 years of experience was at Kirkham Michael. It timed out really good for me. We had 3 or 4 engineers take the PE exam right before I did. So all those study materials and everything I had made it a little bit easier to go through.
Depend on the type of engineering you're in, because there's a PE exam for electrical, mechanical, and so on. And civil actually has multiple parts. I believe the morning session is more generic. Everybody takes that exam, and then the afternoon is more discipline specific toward the different individual branch of civil. And you have to select which one you're going to take.
We've even shared materials between them, other offices, not only Kansas, but definitely promote and try to get our younger engineers to work together, especially if they're taking the test around the same time. Being able to share those experiences, mainly the main thing of what was it like to go through that, especially for the first time. It can be a lot of anxiety and build up. A pretty big test, launches you into the next phase of your career, really.
I plan on getting the PE hopefully in January. So right at the beginning of next year, I'll plan on taking the test for the first time. That's a big goal of mine.
Being the PE also means you're the lead designer. I think I'll really enjoy getting to kind of lead the projects and things be more my decision.
And so we're always doing what we can to help our employees succeed. And so we have enacted over the years a process of, one, having annual reviews to not just evaluate a person's performance, but then establish learning objectives and goals for the coming year. And then at least once a quarter, all of the managers will check in with their staff to see how they are coming in order to achieve their goals. If there's anything that's holding them back, whether it be personally or company, maybe they've been assigned to a project in the field where they can't get to training that they needed to achieve one of their goals. So maybe the goal needs to be put off a year, for an example, or maybe a reassignment needs to be completed so they can't achieve that goal. We want all of our employees to be successful.